Ethan Cade sat hunched over his cluttered desk, the pale glow of his computer screen illuminating a chaotic constellation of blueprints, half-assembled model rockets, and energy drink cans. It was late, too late for a sensible person to be poring over the intricacies of propulsion systems, but sensibility had long been eclipsed by the gravitational pull of his obsession. At 27, he had become a master of the mundane, dreaming of the stars while drowning in spreadsheets and schematics. Yet, tonight felt different, as if the universe were holding its breath, waiting for something extraordinary to breach the quiet. As he adjusted a circuit board, a strange noise fractured the stillness, a sharp crackle, followed by a low hum that resonated like an alien heartbeat. Ethan froze, every nerve in his body snapping to attention. Was it just the old wiring in his apartment playing tricks on him, or was the cosmos conspiring to stir his stagnant existence? Curiosity piqued, he ventured toward the source of the sound, his heart pounding in time with the rhythm of the night. The shadows danced around him, their forms shifting and twisting in the dim light. As he approached the window, a brilliant flash illuminated the room, momentarily blinding him. When the light receded, a figure stood before him, vibrant and otherworldly. Zara emerged from the shimmer like a breath of fresh starlight. Her skin a brilliant green, her eyes glowing with the warmth of distant suns. Her hair flowed like liquid silver, cascading around her shoulders in a halo of ethereal beauty. Who are you? Ethan gasped, stepping back in disbelief. Was this a dream? A hallucination brought on by fatigue? I am Zara, she replied, her voice a melody woven with urgency. I need your help. They are coming for me. Ethan blinked, attempting to process the surreal sight before him. Who's coming for you? What do you mean? Before she could respond, a loud thud echoed from outside, shaking the window. Ethan's breath caught in his throat as he peered into the darkness. A shadow loomed, large and menacing, cutting through the soft glow of the streetlights. The unmistakable sound of heavy footsteps reverberated through the air. I don't have much time, Zara insisted, urgency bleeding into her tone. I'm being hunted, an intergalactic bounty hunter seeks me for my abilities. Panic clawed at Ethan's chest as he processed her words. His logical mind struggled to keep up with the flood of absurdity, yet a deeper instinct stirred. This was no mere coincidence, this was the adventure he had always craved, thrust upon him like a comet careening through the cosmos. Okay, he said, steeling himself, I'll help you. But we need a plan. Zara's eyes widened with hope, and in that moment, Ethan felt the weight of the ordinary lift from his shoulders. The stars above shimmered with promise, and the mundane world he had known faded into a distant memory. The adventure had begun. Ethan's heart raced as the shadow outside his window shifted, revealing the silhouette of a figure with an unmistakable aura of danger. The bounty hunter was closing in, and every instinct screamed at him to act fast. We need to get out of here, he urged, adrenaline coursing through his veins. Zara nodded, her luminescent eyes wide with urgency. I can create a diversion, but I'll need your help to amplify my energy output. Can you do that? Absolutely, he replied, his voice steadier than he felt. They dashed to the cluttered table, the remnants of his engineering projects strewn about like scattered stars. Time was slipping away, and the weight of the moment bore down on him. As they rummaged through the chaos, Zara's fingers danced over the half-finished devices, her confidence sparking like static in the air. This should work, she said, picking up a small energy converter. If we can modify it to enhance my power, I can create a field that will cloak us for a moment. Just long enough to escape. Ethan grabbed his toolkit, his mind racing with possibilities. I can tweak the circuitry. If we connect it to the power supply here, he gestured to the ancient battery he used for his model rockets. We should have enough juice. They worked in frantic harmony, Zara guiding him with an alien grace, her energy crackling in the air like a summer storm. Each moment felt charged with potential, their hands moving in a synchronized ballet of desperation and determination. As Ethan adjusted the components, he caught glimpses of Zara's strength, her resolve igniting something deep within him. then, a deafening crash resounded from the hallway, shattering their focus. The door to his apartment buckled under the weight of the bounty hunter, who charged into the room like a dark tempest. His imposing figure was framed by the doorway, menacing and unstoppable. "Where is she?" the hunter snarled. His voice a low growl that sent chills down Ethan's spine. Ethan stepped in front of Zara, his heart pounding in defiance. "She's not going anywhere with you." The bounty hunter sneered, raising a weapon that glinted with deadly intent. In that split second, the air felt thick with tension, time stretching like a taut wire ready to snap. "Now, Zara!" Ethan shouted. With a swift motion, she activated the device they had cobbled together. A brilliant surge of light erupted from the gadget, enveloping the room in a pulsating glow. The energy wave pulsed outward, sending the bounty hunter stumbling back, momentarily blinded by the radiance. "Go!" Ethan yelled, grabbing Zara's hand as they bolted for the fire escape. The world outside blurred into motion as they raced down the metal stairs, each step echoing with the promise of freedom. The alley below was dimly lit, the air heavy with the scent of rain-soaked concrete. Ethan felt alive, the thrill of danger igniting a fire within him. Behind them, the distant shouts of the bounty hunter faded, replaced by the pounding of their hearts. "Where do we go?" Zara gasped, glancing back at the shadows looming behind them. "Anywhere but here," Ethan replied, determination fueling his every step. They turned a corner, slipping into a quieter part of the city. Panting, they ducked behind a dumpster, the adrenaline still coursing through their veins. Ethan's mind raced, trying to formulate a plan while he caught his breath. "We can't stay in one place for long. We need to find somewhere safe." Zara's eyes sparkled with appreciation, her breath mingling with excitement. "You're brave, Ethan. I didn't expect this kind of resolve from a human." Ethan felt a warmth bloom in his chest. "It's easy to be brave when I have someone worth fighting for." As they huddled in the shadows, a sense of purpose solidified between them. The universe was vast, and their adventure had only just begun. The night deepened, draping the city in a cloak of shadows. Ethan and Zara moved cautiously through the labyrinth of alleyways, each corner a potential threat. The faint echoes of the bounty hunter's pursuit grew distant, but their danger lingered in the air like a storm cloud. "Where do we go now?" Ethan whispered, glancing at Zara. Her green skin shimmered under the pale glow of the streetlights, a stark contrast to the darkness surrounding them. Zara took a deep breath, her silver hair cascading around her shoulders like a comet's tail. "There's a safe house not far from here. My people established it for emergencies like this." She paused, uncertainty flickering across her features. "But it's hidden, and I'll need to use a locator crystal to access it." Ethan nodded, his mind racing. "What's a locator crystal?" "It's a small device that emits a signal to a specific frequency. It will lead us to the entrance." She reached into a pocket of her sleek, form-fitting attire, producing a translucent crystal that sparkled with an otherworldly light. Ethan's pulse quickened as they navigated through the labyrinthine streets. "Do you have a plan for when we get there?" he asked, feeling the weight of the unknown ahead. Zara smirked, the first sign of levity in her demeanor. "Of course. I just didn't want to frighten you with the details. We'll go in, gather what I need, and then we'll find a way to thwart the bounty hunter." "Sounds easy enough," he replied, trying to match her confidence. They turned another corner, the world blurring around them as they rushed toward the unknown. After a few more twists and turns, they reached a nondescript door, partially concealed by a tangle of vines. Zara held the crystal in front of her, and it pulsed rhythmically, casting faint shadows against the weathered door. "This is it," she whispered, her voice barely above a breath. As the door creaked open, a rush of cool air enveloped them. The interior was dim, filled with the smell of antiquity, old books, metal, and something sharp and electric. Ethan stepped inside, his instincts on high alert. The room was a treasure trove of alien technology and artifacts, each item humming with untold stories. Zara's eyes widened in wonder as she scanned the space. "I need to find the energy core and some tools." We can use them to amplify my powers against the bounty hunter. Ethan felt a surge of excitement, yet he couldn't shake the nagging feeling of danger looming just outside. Hurry, he urged, glancing back toward the door. Zara moved swiftly, her hands gliding over the surfaces as she gathered items, a focused determination etched on her face. As she rummaged, Ethan's senses heightened. Suddenly, a familiar sound broke the silence, the heavy thud of footsteps approaching. Zara, we're out of time. Ethan hissed, his heart racing. Just a moment. She called, her voice tense with urgency. Ethan turned, pacing anxiously. He could almost feel the hunter's breath on the back of his neck. The footsteps grew louder, resonating through the narrow corridor. Finally, Zara emerged, clutching a compact energy core that pulsed with a vibrant blue light. Got it. Let's go. They dashed back toward the door just as it burst open, the bounty hunter filling the entrance, his figure dark and imposing. You thought you could escape me? He snarled, eyes narrowing as they locked onto Zara. In that instant, Ethan felt the world slow. Run! He shouted, shoving Zara ahead of him as he charged toward the hunter. His heart pounded with reckless courage, igniting a fire within him. Ethan, no! Zara screamed, but he was already in motion, determined to buy her the precious seconds she needed. With a primal roar, he lunged at the bounty hunter, who sidestepped effortlessly, but Ethan's desperation fueled him. He wouldn't let this opportunity slip away. The fight was only just beginning. As Zara activated the energy core behind him, a blinding light enveloped the room, casting them both into the unknown, a leap into their shared destiny.